I'm immigration lawyer John Khosravi. Thank you for joining us. It's August 10th. We're doing our regular live chat where we go into U.S. immigration, taking your general questions about U.S. immigration law. I'm immigration lawyer John Khosravi, as I said earlier, representing the JQK Immigration Law Firm. We're here to help you get where you need to go, and that's our goal. And we do that by, just sharing information. And if you like, you schedule a consultation with our office to talk about your case in private. You just got the emails to do that. And we give a special benefit for those who are watching a live show. We give away 3 video consultations every 10 minutes for the 30-minute show. Show happens every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Almost every Wednesday. Sometimes we can't, but almost 98% of the time, 99% of the time, we're here. How you get the free consultation for those watching live is you like and subscribe. And in the comments, you just write consultation, and my wonderful assistant, Katrina, will name somebody, as I said, every 10 minutes until the end of the show, so we can schedule a private video consultation to talk for 15 minutes and see what's going on, because this is for general education. You shouldn't go into all your private information here in this public forum, but that's what that's for, and if you want a full consultation, just email us. Also, for those interested in the marriage green card case, a fiancé case, you should start that search by downloading the Ultimate Marriage Green Card Guide. This guide goes over the A through Z of the immigration process, 40 plus pages, a lot of help. Many people have emailed me saying they couldn't afford a lawyer, but they read this book and it really helped guide them on which way they need to go. It's general education, not intended for individual legal guidance, but hey, it's a good start from there. So download that at marriageimmigrationlaw.com. And having said that, let's start the show. All right, so Akash girl says hello. Hello, Akash, good to talk with you. Thanks for coming to the show. And we're getting a lot of hellos from all over the place. We're on LinkedIn, we're on Facebook, on YouTube, Instagram, and even TikTok, which is one of our biggest audiences from the beginning. We started with TikTok. The U.S. immigration landscape in general is getting better. The embassies are getting more and more staff. They're pushing stuff through. It's getting done. It's still slow on many aspects. If you're in the United States applying for advanced parole, that's taking forever. Employment authorization documents based on, adjustment of status of green card cases have gone really fast on the plus side for most people. Felicia says hi. Rima says hi. Good to see you guys as well. But the embassies, unfortunately, are backlogging even as they are getting opened up and more fully staffed. There's just so much of a backlog of cases. It's still going to take a while, especially in Pakistan, especially in India. Really, really backed up. Just in general, South Asia, West Asia, East Asia, Asia in general is backed up. A lot of embassies in Africa we're seeing are canceling appointments still. In Ghana, they're canceling randomly. Mexico, if you want to get a tourist visa, you might have. And in most of the world, if you want to get a tourist visa right now, the appointments are like 300 days out. It's out of control. Now, some countries aren't as bad, but most are. So it's a weird situation we're in as things are backed up, but they are starting to get better. But better still sucks for your personal life because you might be separated from your loved one. You might miss that job opportunity. You have to wait longer to go to the school or university you have to by 1 or 2 years or something, by at least 6 months to 1 year. And that's a long time. But in the immigration world, because we deal with such long delays and everything, from my perspective, it's like, oh, this is sped up. It went from 3 years to 1 year. Woohoo. But in reality, for personal life, it's devastating. And it causes you to lose a lot of important time in your life and a lot of opportunities. So that's like that big picture with regards to timelines that people talk about. We have a question from JOT. I think JOT's one of our regulars. JOT asks, my passport is almost 3 months after interview at U.S. Embassy. Approved visa at interview, but next day wants travel history. What should I do, sir? Okay, your question is completely clear. It seems like they kept your passport. Your visa has not been approved, because if it was approved, you would have had your passport back with a visa in it. So you're still in administrative processing. They're still deciding your case. And that's very important to know right there. If they wanted a travel history, you have to give them what they want. Answer the questions. I used to talk to the lawyer in private. I don't know your travel history. There's some troublesome stuff you didn't mention or didn't tell. It could be problematic. This is general education only, not intended for your guidance, individual guidance. But in general, you give them the information they want. And, you're in administrative processing. I'm not sure what kind of visa in particular you've applied for, but you may have to wait. If it takes too long, some people file lawsuits against the government nowadays. They say, hey, why is it taking so long to make a decision? The lawsuit is to make a decision, not an approval or denial. Just make a decision, and who knows which way the decision will go. I don't know the details of your case and what things they have to deny it. But unfortunately, that's about it. In these kind of cases, we give them what they want most of the time if it's appropriate, and we wait from there. I mean, for example, we have a case now, a couple of cases out of nowhere. I do a lot of cases where are marriage cases. That's why I have the Marriage Immigration Guide, Ultimate Marriage Immigration Guide at marriageimmigrationlaw.com. And in that, U.S. citizen, for example, marries a foreign person, and we give the marriage certificate, proof of the relationship, any previous divorce certificates, that kind of stuff. It's all in there. Recently, embassies are asking for the birth certificate of the U.S. petitioner after the interview. In the last month, I've had 3 embassies ask for this. And so, okay, we haven't submitted the past. It sucks because it delays issuance of the visa, but we got copies of the documents. 2 of the embassies were happy with the copies. They got it, and then they issued the visa. One of them said we want the original birth certificate, so they have to mail it there, get it to this. It's a whole complicated process that's frankly unnecessary. For 12, 14 years I've been doing this, I never had to do this in a marriage case to give the U.S. citizen petitioners. We have evidence of the U.S. citizen's petitioner status, like they're U.S. citizen, naturalization certificate, birth certificate, or passport. But to specifically ask for a birth certificate, and these are people that weren't born in the United States, is out of the blue and it causes delays. But this is similar to your case. We gave them the documents. Some were approved. Some are still stuck in administrative processing until they finally make a decision. Once it hits around 6-month time of waiting, we're going to tell the client you should look into suing the government for these delays because, unfortunately, this is just the way things go. All right, we got a couple questions on Instagram I want to get to really quick. Kennedy asks, what are the chances of a foreign lawyer getting EB-1? I don't know. I don't know anything about this foreign lawyer, who they are. It's possible, potentially, for a foreign lawyer. I've had a case where he got a foreign business lawyer, an EB-1A, extraordinary green card, but it's just saying, like, what a chance of an actor getting it. Well, there's Brad Pitt, who's an actor, Angelina Jolie's an actor, and there's Bob down the street, who's an actor. There's a big difference in those. One makes a lot of money, they're famous, won awards, has articles about random, and one of just is at some play at their cousin's house. So this is not enough information for me to make that determination. CZAG asks, what are the processing times for National Visa Center once documents are submitted, resubmitted, 2 to 3 months to review again, unfortunately. So those are some questions on Instagram. Let's go back to the others. Oh, I got to plug this one in. I got a couple different phones and stuff going, and for one of them, I forgot to plug in the electricity. It's going to run out of battery. Where is the plug for it? I'll go take the question while I'm plugging this up on Instagram right here. All right, Katrina, thank you. Felicia asks, you are phenomenal, sir. We appreciate your time and help on here. Thank you, Felicia. Appreciate it. God bless you. Thank you so much. Kylie Jan asks, I'm an Afghani national police. Now I escaped Afghanistan and Pakistan. How could I come to the United States? So I'm sorry to hear about all the difficulties you had to handle. I don't specialize in these Afghan cases. It's not a big focus of my firm, so I don't know the details. They are creating programs for people. A lot of people could have used the program that advanced parole programs and that, but I don't really handle these kind of cases often. So I'd recommend talking probably with an Afghan attorney who sees them more. They'll have more details. Unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to help you here. Alicia asks, I want to hire you for my rural condition. Well, Alicia, thank you. First, email the office, and we have a scheduled consultation. There's a fee for that. And a lot of my remote condition cases, my associate attorney, Always Kazi, helps me out. Just email us, briefly talk about if you're still married or if you're separated. That becomes an important factor. And I'll respond with the fee and links for scheduling a time. But again, my associate, Always Kazi, helps out a lot on these, so he may be the lead attorney out there. But just to start, email us and we can take it from there. Faison asks, I came to the U.S. on August 1st on an F1 student visa, and my born in country, Saudi Arabia, can I apply for diversity visa lottery? Okay, this person came on a student visa. They're asking if they apply for the green card lottery. Potentially, the green card lottery allows people from countries who don't eat up a lot of the green card numbers in general to have this chance to just put their name in a hat and be one of potentially 50,000 people chosen every year for a green card. I'm pretty sure Saudi Arabia is on the list of people who could apply for the diversity visa lottery. I don't know the exact list, but I'm guessing it works. So why not just do it when the lottery time opens up? But I don't know every country on the list or who's out of who's in it. But I think Saudi Arabia should be in it. Their numbers of visa requests, immigrant visa requests, aren't too high. So I imagine they are. So you probably could apply. Now, I don't know the details of your case. You might have certain issues preventing you from getting a visa. I don't know. But generally, looks like you probably can. But again, I don't know anything about you enough to be able to answer that question with 100% certainty. Fatih says, hello, thank you. JOT says, thank you, sir. You're welcome. Thank you. And Sizak on Instagram, sorry, I'm butchering your name, says, thanks too. The Great Invisible asks, I got my green card through EB2 adjustment of status, person employment base. I'm married already with children and they're overseas. What is the correct form to file? A lawyer told me I-824 is the best option for me. What is your view? Well, I've done a lot of detailed videos about the I-824 process. Check out the JQK offer page, or it's called a U.S. Immigration Talks on YouTube, where I go into this. You type in JK Law and I-824. But if your children were already born when you file for adjustment of status, you can bring your children in with Form I-824. What you probably should have done, and a lot of lawyers don't know this, is file the I-824 with your adjustment of status to speed it up. Because if you do it now, it's going to take a long time to be able to get the situation set up for your children. So there's a lot we got to go there. It's probably the right way to go. Maybe as a backup in these kind of cases, we also file a Form I-130 if you're for your spouse and your children come under that. So you have two parallel cases going to see whichever one gets to the end first. Now, my wonderful assistant Katrina has named our winner of our free 15-minute video consultation, The Great Invisible. You're chosen. Please take a screenshot where you're watching this on whatever app or phone or computer so that your username is visible in there so I know it's you, and email it to me at info@jqqlaw.com, and we can have a private consultation to discuss your case in a little more detail, which can't be happening here, and we can go into it there. Again, just take a screenshot, email it. For those just tuning in, we give away free video consultations. We have 2 more left. All you got to do is like and subscribe and write consultation in the comment section. And my wonderful assistant, Katrina, will choose 2 people to name and to help tell me to name in 10 and 20 minutes. So we can have private video consultation there. It'll be a lot of fun to talk in private. And mind you, another sub thing I keep talking about is the Marriage Immigration Guide, the ultimate marriage immigration guide at marriageimmigrationlaw.com. If you're thinking about doing a fiancé visa or a marriage visa, get a green card based on a relationship, intimate romantic relationship in the United States, then that's the way to go. Go get that guide first. It tells you what's going on, and then you'll take it from there. Let's jump to Instagram really quick and take some questions we got there. Let's see, Instagram. We got to make it easier for us to do this. All right, Kentergon says, U.S. citizen by birth, born abroad, who recently acquired passport for the first time. Can I give or transmit citizenship to his child? That's a complex kind of question. It's not that easy. Again, this topic I've done probably 12 different videos on YouTube. Type in JK Law, citizenship to children. But it really depends on several factors. For example, if your child was recently born, for you to be able to transmute citizenship to the child, transmit it, you have to show that you have lived in the United States for 5 years, physically 5 years, 2 of which are after the age of 14. If you just recently got your passport for being born, I'm guessing that you have not been living in the United States. You probably don't even have a social security number. So that's another thing you have to look into. But if your parents were U.S. citizens and they lived there, potentially they could transmit with Form N600K instead. So it gets complex. This is one of those things you want to talk with a lawyer in private who's familiar with this stuff. Not every immigration lawyer is familiar with transmitting citizenship. It's not, I do a lot of videos on this, so I get a lot of clients to talk about this, so I'm well versed in it. But if you don't always get this on a day-to-day basis. But talk with a lawyer in private to analyze the facts of your case and how you can prove residency and physical presence and all that kind of stuff. But thank you for your question. Cindy asks, hey, John, can a UK London citizen come anytime here in America? Do we need to seek legal advice once he decided to stay here longer? How long can he stay? So a UK citizen, for the most part, if they're dual citizens with Iran, or if they visited Syria in the last 6 months or something, that'll prevent you from just getting on a plane to come. But you could use a thing called the visa waiver program. You apply for it online. You come to the United States. You could be here up to 90 days. And that's about it. Unless you're a U.S. citizen or file for asylum, you got to leave before the 90 days are up, or else you're overstaying. And then you could also file for a tourist visa, B1, B2, and come and visit for 6 months, get extension if needed, if you have a reason. But to stay longer, you got to get another work category, a residency category, something like that. So it really depends on the person. Yeah, they should seek legal advice to see what's going on and see if options are available other than a short stay and brief vacation in the United States. So really, really should talk with an attorney in private. Kennedy follows up. I'm a human rights attorney. I have won a couple. Kenny, I can't go into analyzing your individual case here. This is not the forum for general immigration kind of questions. Kent Garden says, thank you. We'll consider consultation. Appreciate the answer. You're welcome. God bless you. So let's get back to other apps. I think we got a bunch of questions on TikTok. Is Bunty asked, sir, how about new law for 7 years? There is no new law for 7 years. So there's this thing where if you're in the United States for so many period of time, you may get a green card in this long convoluted way in court. There's a bill introduced to try to widen that so a bunch of people who've been here even without permission for a certain period of time could do it. These are all bills that will never pass law. It's good clickbait. You get a lot of views on YouTube by talking about this stuff, but don't bother yourself. If it becomes law, you'll know. It'll be all over the place. Trump will be making a big deal about it and freaking out, and so everyone's going to know if such a law passes, which I'll bet money on is never going to pass. That's the law is way too crazy as the way it's designed right now. It's frankly inappropriate. But yeah, so don't think about these kind of laws. If it happens, you'll know. Bobby, my I-130 just approved a week ago. How long would it take for the embassy to respond, and what's my next step? So I-130 is a family-based petition. This says a family member and wants a foreign person to come. Once it's approved and the foreign person is outside the United States, then they got to start working with the National Visa Center to start uploading documents and getting the process ready for a future embassy interview. Usually it takes 1 to 8 weeks for the National Visa Center to inform you, the NVC for short, that your case is ready for processing and start paying the fees and uploading documents. So 1 to 8 weeks is the regular. Sometimes they have your email address wrong, they send it to the wrong place. That happens, and that kind of stuff. So if 8 weeks passes, you contact the National Visa Center and say, hey, what's going on? You didn't contact me. Please let me know so we get the ball rolling. That's that. Now, you do want to check your I-130 approval notice. Sometimes, and this is actually not the question earlier, but it's a little bit different. But you need to check your I-130 and make sure it states that USCIS has approved your case and has sent it to processing to the National Visa Center. If it says they're going to do adjustment of status, there's a big foul up because they're keeping the case inside the United States. And for you to have it moved there is like moving a huge rock off your head. It's very hard, but it's doable, but it's very hard. So hopefully that didn't happen. Check your I-130 approval notice and make sure it says it was sent to the National Visa Center. Wait 1 to 8 weeks. And if you don't get an email, you contact the National Visa Center and say, hey, what's going on here? And take it from there. But thank you for your question. It's a very important one. JC asks, why don't consulates give processing times like USCIS and NVC? The Department of State in general is not, in some senses, isn't transparent. They give good statistical data over time. But when it comes to what's going on right now, what they're doing today, last week and stuff, they're incredibly, is opaque mean transparent? Opposite transparent, opaque. I gotta look that up. But they essentially don't share information. They don't tell us what's going on. It's a black box. And that's just what they could do. It's a thing called, historically, this gives so much power to the embassies and consulates that they do whatever they want and they don't bother giving this kind of information, unfortunately. So that's that. But even the information that USCIS, the National Visa Center, do give, I would say most of the time it's not even accurate. So it's going to be worthless. I don't even take USCIS timelines that seriously. So that's the best answer I got for you. Megan Varchi asks, hi, we just got a notice explaining USCIS actions was mailed I-294. Explaining U.S. actions mailed. What does that mean? I'm not sure. What you're explaining it, I don't know. Form I-129F is for a fiancé visa. You submit it. After submitting a week or 2 or 3 later, you get a receipt notice saying your case is there. While it's pending, you may get a notice saying we have more questions. If not, eventually it gets approved or denied, probably approved. And if it's approved, then you got to start working with the embassy. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. The way you described it is not completely clear to me what's happening, but it's one of those options and stuff to take it from there. But thanks for your question, Megan. It's Bunty. Yes, sir. I applied an I-601 last year in November. Oh, that sucks because I-618, 601 cases, either A or regular, are taking forever. At least 1 to 2 years. It's ridiculous. You might want to do a lawsuit that may make it go faster. But it's a nightmare. If you did a 601, then it's a bad situation. So I'm sorry about that. Riley on Instagram says, what if you don't have your vaccines history? What happens at the appointment with the physician? Well, you just get a new set of vaccines. So for getting a green card or fiancé visa, either outside the U.S. or in the United States, there's a set of vaccines that are expected. If you don't have proof that you've done it before, they either will waive it or up to the discretion of the doctor, or they'll just give it to you at that time. And be mindful of COVID vaccine, a qualifying COVID vaccine is required too. So you just have to give new ones if you don't have the proof, if the doctor requires it. I've seen doctors say this one's not required, that one's not required. For example, in summertime, they're not going to ask for a flu vaccine. They require that in winter. And somebody might have a health symptom that says, I guess this vaccine is not safe, so the doctor won't give it. So there's also variations, but inevitably, the doctor will just give you the vaccine if that's the case. All right. Bobby asks, how long would it basically take for my wife to be a citizen after she got her green card? Well, Bobby, I don't know the information. If you're a U.S. citizen when your wife got her green card, you've been a U.S. citizen living together, it could be like 3 or 4 years, but, it depends. And My assistant Katrina just named you as our winner of our 15-minute free consultation. If you like, it's probably better I talk with your wife because she's the applicant for citizenship. I do a basic naturalization review for her to see what's going on. Just take a screenshot of where you're watching this so I know it's you and email it to me at info@jqqlaw.com. That's info@jqqlaw.com. I'll respond with information on setting up a free video consultation. That for those just tuning in, we do provide free video consultations during the live show. 3 of them, we've used up 2 already. I have 1 more in 10 minutes. All you got to do is like and subscribe and write consultation in the description comment section. And my wonderful assistant, Katrina, will name somebody in 10 minutes for them to get a free video consultation. For also those just tuning in, we have a guide called the Ultimate Marriage Green Card Guide, the best breakdown of the process. You could just download that there to know what's going on and then talk to the lawyer after that. It's marriageimmigrationlaw.com. That's marriageimmigrationlaw.com. Having said that, remember, we just did a video about the medical checkup if you're doing it in the United States for a green card, breaking down how the form should look, mistakes people make. Check it out on our YouTube page for Immigration Lawyers Talks or JQK Law. It's called, Top 5 I-693 Mistakes or something like that. And there's a download. If you go to jklaw.com/medical checkup, I think it is, find the video, the link's there. It breaks down a checklist of what you need to be mindful for when you're doing the medical exam, what the doctor's got to be careful of, what you got to be careful for the doctor to do, because doctors are messing up. They're not paying attention to this, and it creates a lot of problems.